Trainers, get your teams prepared because Swampert the Mud Fish Pokémon is ready for its second weekend. Starting Friday, June 7th until the 9th, Swampert will be appearing in Black Crystal Terra raids, ready to take revenge against every Grass-type Pokémon out there with its Terra-type Poison. If you go online between the 7th and the 9th, besides Swampert and some Blizzy 5-star raids where you can farm Terra Shards, there will also be a mass outbreak event in Scarlet and Violet, featuring Finison, Lotad and Horsey. Good luck finding that tiny shiny seahorse while it's swimming around. But enough about that. Hi, Jonny from Galaxy Worm here, welcome back to the universe, and let's jump right in. As usual, there is also a YouTube short version of this video. Be sure to check it out if you prefer shorter videos. Before we go over the 5 Pokémon, here's some important information. As soon as the battle begins, Swampert will attack with Muddy Water. If this move lowers your accuracy, it's best to run and start over, unless you feel daring enough to continue. When we recommend letting your Pokémon faint so you can boost yourself up with fresh HP, only do this if your Pokémon is close to fainting. Always check Swampert's stats. Even if you're in orange, sometimes NPC allies may have debuffed Swampert enough that it's safe for you to boost yourself up. Unless RNG has another plan. Another important note, RNG is something we cannot control. It's possible that you might get destroyed by critical hits. Believe me, I've been crit 3 times in a row. When letting your Pokémon faint, there is a high chance that Swampert will attack with Yawn, but because you're not on the field, you dodge that bullet. If a Pokémon of yours falls asleep, don't forget to use a healing cheer to wake them up. Now before you fall asleep listening to me, let's go over the builds and strategies ASAP. First up, we have the Pokémon that can tackle you out of nowhere, Espathra. Equip Espathra with the Shell Bell Health item, allocate EVs to max special attack and split the remaining EVs between HP and defense. Go with a Modest Nature and don't forget the hidden ability Speed Boost. As moves, we have Stored Power, Lumina Crash, Feather Dance and Calm Mind. As soon as the battle begins, use the status move Calm Mind once, followed by 1 Feather Dance. Around this time, Swampert will deplete your Terra Orb energy. If this doesn't happen, just wait a few seconds. After your Terra Orb is depleted, attack with Lumina Crash 3 times to fully charge the Terra Orb. Before your third Lumina Crash, Swampert will reset your stats. After the third attack, you will likely faint. If you survive with low HP, use a defense cheer. If you have a bit more HP left, then go with the attacking cheer. Then if you still survive, then you can go with the defense cheer. This will grant you an extra boost when you respawn. If you have enough HP, you can skip the fainting part. When you respawn, boost yourself with Calm Minds twice. If Swampert hasn't reset its stats, terrestrialize into a Psychic type and attack with Stored Power. Then use Lumina Crash once more before switching back to Stored Power until victory. If Swampert resets your stats after your second Calm Mind, then use Calm Mind a third time. Then terrestrialize into a Psychic type, attack with Lumina Crash once, and then switch to Stored Power until victory. My personal opinion, I prefer the Espathra strategy, because it's a bit faster, but if you prefer a safer way of battling, the following Pokémon is perfect for you. Make sure you get yourself the Pokémon that is extremely popular among daycares. Run Vaporeon with a Modest Nature, maximize HP and special attack EVs, remaining 6 can be spent on defense. Teach it the moves Stored Power, Acid Armor, Calm Mind and Mud Slap. Equip Vaporeon with the Shell Bell Health item, make sure it has the ability Water Absorb and change its Terra type into Psychic. As soon as the battle begins, Swampert will attack with Muddy Water, but that has no effect on Vaporeon at all. First use the status move Acid Armor, followed by Calm Mind. Around this time, Swampert will deplete your Terra Orb energy. If this doesn't happen directly, just wait a few seconds. After your Terra Orb is depleted, attack with Mud Slap 3 times. To fully charge your Terra Orb while lowering Swampert's accuracy. How do you like that, you Muddy Water bastard? Around now, Swampert will set up its Terra Shield, followed by nullifying our stats. Because we've lowered Swampert's accuracy, it's safer for us to boost our stats, so stored power can do the rest. Try to boost yourself up at least 6 or 7 times. 8 is always welcome. First use 1 acid armor and then 1 calm mind, followed by 2 more acid armors and then 2 or 3 more calm minds. When Vaporeon falls asleep due to yawn, don't forget to use a healing cheer. Once boosted, terrestrialize into a psychic type and attack with sword power until victory. Before we continue with more solo options, let's talk about the perfect support Pokémon when playing online with friends or other squad members. You can always bring out a Quagsire.
Giggity.
It can help out by using Mud Slap, it can attack with Earth Power, or you can use Chilling Water instead. Mist is also an option if Swampert's liquidation becomes a problem. And not to forget the best of all, Acid Spray. Acid Spray will lower Swampert's special defense, making it easier for other Pokémon to finish Swampert off after boosting themselves up. Next up, we have another amazing Pokémon, Mew. Run Mew with a modest nature, allocate EVs to max HP and special attack, equip Mew with a Shell Bell health item, and teach it the moves Stored Power, Acid Spray, Calm Mind, and Reflect. Start the battle with Calm Mind and Reflect. When Swampert steals one of your Terra Orbs, start charging it up by using Acid Spray up to 3 times. Now let your Mew faint, so you can start building up your power. If you have enough HP, you can skip the fading part. Once spawned in again, start boosting yourself up by using Calm Mind 3 or 4 times. If there is no Intimidate Pokémon on the field or no NPC lowering Swampert's attack stat, you might also want to use Reflect between the other Calm Minds. Once boosted up, terrestrialize into a Psychic type and attack with Stored Power. Swampert will reset its negative stats. You can either continue attacking with Stored Power or use 1 Calm Mind or Acid Spray. Then switch back to Stored Power until victory. Now let's head up to the Hisui region for the last 2 Pokémon. These 2 Pokémon are really fun to use. But if you're more interested in farming Swampert, then I recommend one of the other 3 builds. First, we have Rudolph. Run Rudolph with a modest nature, maximize the HP and special attack EVs, and use the moves Stored Power, Psy Shield Bash, Calm Mind, and Reflect. Don't forget the ability Intimidate, and equip Rudolph with the Shell Bell. Begin the battle with Calm Mind and then Reflect. Here again, wait until Swampert runs off with one of your Terra Orbs, then start charging your Terra Energy by attacking with Psy Shield Bash, up to 3 times. Check your remaining HP, if it is enough, you can start boosting up. Otherwise, let Rudolph faint and start boosting up when you respawn. Use Calm Mind up to 5 times to boost yourself up. Of course, use Reflex in between when needed. Then terrestrialize into a Psychic type and attack with Stored Power until victory. Lastly, we have a beautiful shiny bird. Don't you know about the bird? Well, everyone has heard that Hisuian Braviary is the bird. Run it with a modest nature, allocate EVs to max HP and special attack, and teach it the moves Stored Power, Esper Ring, Calm Mind, and Bulk Up. Don't forget the Keen Eye ability and the Shell Bell health item. Thanks to Braviary's flying type, it will be immune to Swampert's Earthquake. That's why you can always go with the Stellar Terra type. If you don't have enough supplies for that, you can always go with a Psychic Terra type. As usual, start the battle with a Calm Mind, and then Bulk Up. Now attack with Esper Wing to charge your Terra Orb. Of course, wait until Swampert steals one of the orbs before attacking. Now let yourself faint, this is not needed if you have enough HP. Then when you respawn, start building up. First use Calm Mind, then 2 Bulk Ups, and then again a Calm Mind. If your HP is still good enough, you can always bulk up once more. Otherwise, attack after the last Calm Mind. Now terrestrialize and start attacking with Stored Power until victory. If this is still too slow, go for an extra boost. Well, that's kind of it. Let us know which Pokeball you're gonna catch Swampert in. Not to forget, you can always share which Pokemon you're planning to bring against it. Feel free to share any tips, any ideas on how you can make these builds better. As always, I'm Jonny, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you all next time. See ya!
Giggity.